Hello everyone, this is John for PokerVIP.com, and in this video we are making part 17, I believe, of the grinding TonyBet series. Top left 25 NL, top right 50 NL, bottom right 25 NL, bottom left 100 NL. So paying a little higher than we have been in previous episodes. So hopefully we'll see a lot more action and a lot more cool stuff. The Ace King top right, I 3-bet pre and A, went for a check call on the flop. I'm basically going to get him to check, bet a lot of his draws, maybe take a lot of stabs at them, but I'm saying they're going to fold with 2 overs and a gut shot. Bottom left here, I'm going to go ahead and defend with King Queen offsuit. And on this turn, it's going to be a pretty easy fold with the Ace King with no diamond. King Queen's going to be a fold as well, bottom left. So it's been a while. It's been about 30 days since any TonyBet material was released. Still lots of rake races, deposit bonuses, free money, tournament tickets, OPLs going on. So still get signed up and get involved. And the games still look very good. Bottom left, pretty easy bet with the fives. And a pretty easy top bet top right as well. Gonna check the 5 on the ace turn. I was going to go for a check call. And I think river I'm going to check call as well here. Assuming that he's going to have a lot of floats. Jack Queen high, some misdraws. And yeah, just a lot of hands that are not an ace or a 6 or something better than 5s. So I made the call and he actually shows ace 9. Nice hand. Okay, so interesting spot bottom left here. We flop the straight, only 6-9 beats us. I think he's going to have a lot of draws. So I'm going to go ahead for a really large raise here. We obviously have the straight from the 4 through to the 8. If he's got 6-9, that sucks, but I think he's going to have like a pair and a flush draw or something like that. Oh, he's actually got the 6-9, which really sucks. Obviously, we block the 6-9. We don't always expect him to defend with the 6-9. But he had the 6-9 and he wins a pretty large pot there, 158 euros. So a little welcome to the video there. You know, he's going to have 2 pairs, he's going to have pair and draws, he's going to have some sets. So I'm absolutely fine, you know, getting it in there. We do have the second nut after all. It's hard for 2 people to flop straights. Ace 8 bottom left, I called pre-flop. I'm going to call flop. Top right, I called from open down straight draw. Obviously thinking a queen is the money card. If someone else has a jack, we get super paid because we'd have the highest straight. Ace 8, we're just going to continue to call. Don't really love it, but don't really hate it. This river, I was going to say, I don't expect him to bet that often with his bluffs. So I'm just going to go ahead and bet pretty small here and hope to get a call. I thought if he bet, he's either going to have like an ace as well. Or, you know, they just don't bluff that often. But he did call quickly. I actually think he's going to have a hand like king, queen or something. Looks... No, he had 9-7. Okay, not a good call by him there. Not a good call by him. Not a good play, not a good call. I don't really have that many floats on that run out that he beats with his third pair on a paired board. So that's nice for us. Nice that the money is still there. Just shame he got the old 6-9 versus our 6-4. 8-10 I defended with pre-flop, and I'm going to go ahead and bet turn once he goes check check. Obviously, we're not going to win on showdown that often with 8-10 high. So when we do call with these hands pre-flop, it's not necessarily to hit or to just give up. It is to also go ahead and make some bluffs and bet into some hands and do the best we can to win those pots with a weak holding. Couple of folds, one raise, take it. If you notice, I've got auto rebuy on all tables. Always wanting to have 100 big blinds or more because that is the general strategy we are going to learn and play, you know, with. Pocket nines, min raise the button. I'll always min raise the button. That is my opening size. Good flop for us, 3 undercards. So we're just going to start by betting here. I think 237 looks about right. Get a quick call CA, pretty bad turn card there. Now improves him some straights if he's holding an 8 or a 3. So we're just going to go ahead and check there and see a queen on the river. Don't expect the queen to really change much and don't expect him to really bet it that often. So now here he's kind of repping a hand like ace 8, 8-9, but we'd block that. Some threes, not too sure how many of those he has. He can definitely have it, but I think we might have to look him up in these spots getting such a price. And yeah, he just has ace-5 for the bluff. King 9 bottom left. I called pre-flop. I'm going to go ahead and call flop. We, of course, have second pair, but also notice the 9 of hearts for the backdoor flush draw. Turns a really good spot for us to just go ahead and check in position. I'm pretty much sure I'm going to call any river bet that he makes, especially once I make 2 pair. And once he actually checks, I'm just going to go ahead and bet it. And I think maybe around 2/3 is fine. Ace Jack we squeezed. We c-bet on the 4-10-7 top left, 25 and L table. So yeah, 25 and L, 50 and L, and 100 and L this video. Get a call here, and I'm going to go ahead and shut down. Whilst I go ahead and also 3-bet the bottom left table. He's opening most pots. We have a suited ace. So yeah, 3-bet's a very nice play to make there. Got to make sure we've got chat on these tables, because sometimes it's a really good way of getting a tell. Lots of people who chat will generally not be that serious about poker. I'm going to go ahead and bet tiny here with the Jack 4. He didn't re-raise pre-flop, so he's not going to have that many big aces. You know, he's just going to check fold a whole lot of his pre-flop calling range on that flop, so just slightly less than half pot is fine. Also, if that was like a 3-bet pot, you can definitely go ahead and bet like, you know, 1/3, 1/4 pot, because it is such a dry board, and we are so ace heavy that, you know, we just get so many folds there. It puts like even like his pocket 9 type hands into a really disgusting spot. King 9 defends in the small blind. That's good to know. I think this VS is a weak player. I'm pretty sure that is safe to say at this point. We just got unlucky straight versus straight. I think 90 times out of 100 we are very far ahead. Probably 99 times out of 100 actually. Just that time it was not to be. Okay, going to check the 5-3 suited top left and flop a straight. I'm actually going to lead here. Pocket 8s, I open, get 2 callers bottom left. I'm going to just keep betting here and bet quite near pot on all streets, because I think he's going to have some pairs and draws. I think he's going to have some pairs he doesn't want to fold. So we'll just try and get the max, but sadly he does go ahead and fold. Get a call with the 8s. I think it's safe to go ahead and just check the turn here and then make a decision on the river. Spade gets there, straight gets there. 9 beats us. I think we're going to have the best hand sometimes, so checking's cool. And yeah, we do indeed beat the 6. Queen deuce here going to fold. Could have maybe bet the turn there, or even the flop, but I was just aiming to check it down. We have some showdown value. King 7's a fold, King 9's an open. 10 Jack here, we open top right. Get that into, I'd be a lot happier if there was a diamond on board, but I'm going to still go for a float in position with that gut shot and fold to the turn bet. King 9 against 2, still fine to go ahead and bet that. And the 6-7 here, of course, we're going to bet on the bottom left, just because, well, 6-7 is not going to win that often. And again, he did not re-raise us pre-flop. I think we can actually go for a couple of barrels here. Best hand he can have, King Jack. Don't really love that 10. He can definitely have a hand like King 10. Don't think he's going to have many Ace Jacks or Ace 9s. So I think I'm going to go for the third bomb here. Because like I say, I think the best hand he can have is King Jack. He actually has King 9 there. So one of the kings he can certainly have. I think he's going to fold that sometimes. I don't think he's always just going to call. It's a really bad run out for his hand. I guess he just assumes I'm a barreler, even though we've never played before. But he made his life look very easy there, and I made mine look very difficult. But I'm going to basically get some of his queens to fold. I'm definitely going to get some of his king 9s to fold. And it's not going to be all bad news for us. He's also going to have some draws that missed, of course. He's going to have some ace high flush draws, some 10 high flush draws, some 8 high flush draws, and so on. So it's not just thinking, okay, so he might have a king jack is like the best hand he can have. I want that to fold. It's no, it's like he might have worse kings, he might have worse queens, he might have a draw. And that high card still beats us. I'm going to bet my 6 here. Once he goes check. And a pretty easy squeeze with the ace 10. Against 2 opponents, obviously the VS guy is the ideal person for us to go ahead and play this pot versus. If my boy Pickles folds the button and VS goes ahead and calls, then we're going to be in a good spot. But sadly we've been 4-bet here. His sizing looks pretty good. But obviously with ace 10, we're just going to go ahead and muck. Going to go ahead and bet our gut shot with the 10 jack. But if anyone's kind of new to the game, we are not just betting because we have a gut shot. We are betting because, well, we rep those ace and king high boards a lot better than he does. So I took the free card on the turn because basically if he has a hand like ace 8, ace 9, he's going to be way more happy at calling because you know, the kicker does not play because of the king. So I think we just get a whole lot less folds there than, say, if that turn was like a 5 and we kept barreling versus his weak aces. Kings, we're going to go ahead and raise. Always nice to get 8 pair of kings. Four, 5, we're going to fold blind versus blind. 2 calls so far, and we actually get the full table calling when we have the pocket kings. And we're going to go ahead and bet pretty big here. Yep, 10 jack bottom left. I'm just going to go for 2 again. Sort of same logic as before. We just rep this board a whole lot better. Okay, so I have been raised with the kings and a 3-bet with the jacks. I think the jacks I'm just going to go ahead and call. And I think the kings... It's pretty interesting. You know, we could just fold here with the kings. You know, we opened, 3 people called, we've been check raised. At worst, we're expecting to have like Queen X of diamonds. He's not going to be doing this with bluffs that often when we bet into this amount of players. He's going to have some nut flush draws. So I think, yeah, we're going to go ahead and make a very tight fold there. But one I think we need to make in such a spot. The jacks, I went for a check call. He's obviously going to bet these ace, ace, king flops a lot. Certainly with all of his bluffs. We're going to check down. 6, 7 here, I'm going to go ahead and bet. And the 7, 8 here, top left, I'm going to go ahead and bet as well. Lots of action going on here, guys. Let's see what this guy had when I had the jacks. He had 10 jack off. So yeah, good job we floated that flop. 6, 7 here, pretty interesting actually. I opened, got 2 callers. I bet, got 2 callers, and now they lead. And I think we can just go ahead and get out of the way here. Even though we can have some straights and full houses, I don't think these two guys are going to pay too much attention to us raising and repping such a thing. Also, I think chasing a draw in these spots is not going to be that clever either. And ace 8 there actually took the lead. And 7, 9 calls and checks it back. Or did he check it back? Yeah, I think he checked it back. So some very interesting lines being taken. Queen 4 suited, I went for a pretty standard 3-bet position. Ace 7 is pretty close, but we're going to fold. So yeah, 100 nail table not going our way today. We obviously failed with the straight versus straight and then went for a 3-bet barrel with 7 high. Let me know your comments. Like I said, this is part 17. You're going to see part 17, 18, 19 and 20 this month. And then the final 4 parts in December. And that'll be the end of the Grinding TonyBet series. I know, I forget the player's name, asked for part 17 in the forum. So I hope you're enjoying this, buddy. Like I say, leave any questions and reviews that you want. So 6, 7 top right, I make a very standard peel versus a raise on the button with a nice playable hand. And we're going to go for a check fold on this flop. King, Queen versus Queen, Jack there. Interesting hand. 6, 3, I'm going to go for a check raise versus this limper. I think we're going to have him crushed a lot of the time, and I want to get value. I want to take control out of position. He ends up just folding, which I don't expect that often. I expect a lot of draws to continue to call and a lot of pairs, because if they have a draw, they want to hit their draw. If they have a pair, they might think we have a draw. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds to raise there. Value protection, and yeah, all good stuff. So this 100L table looks like everyone is just playing every single hand, which is pretty fun. There are pots every hand. Gonna fold the Queen 7 and the 4, 5. Get off in the 8, 10, and notice on our direct left here, Dark has 33, who looks like he's got his full bankroll in play, €90.45 as sat, which is a great sign. He looks like a weaker player. So I think we have at least 2 very weak players, and my boy Pickles, I'm not too sure if he's good or bad or, you know, what it is yet. Obviously, he's not been playing for that long. Gonna go ahead and call with the 3s. Hopefully flop a set. We do not. Instead, we see 3 overcards. Not too sure here what happened here. I guess it went open call and I peeled with the 10 jack on the top right. Check around the flop. I think I'm going to go for a call on the turn, even though I'm not too happy with my kicker. Just why would you not bet the flop with a set, a queen, or even a draw? I'm just going to check the river and try and get to showdown here. And if he bets, I'm going to be very confused. Very confused indeed. Maybe check the flush draw. Maybe he has a hand like... Well, I don't think he's got too many queens. So Jack X of hearts. Really not too sure what he's wrapping here. So I think I'm going to have the best hand. And I call him, yep, he's got King 8. Just made no sense. No sense at all. Pre-flop, flop, turn, river. All very confusing. And normally when something makes sense, it is not something that makes sense. To put it quite simply. If it looks like shit, smells like shit, tastes like shit, it's usually shit. And I think that's a good way to go about these things. 4-5 suit I could check against two aggressive opponents in position, but we have a pair and a flush draw. We have a assumed weaker player in the hand, so we're going to go ahead and just start building a pot. We actually get two folds there. 3's not a good flop. Not a good flop at all. 7s, I'm going to go for a call. I will generally always call there. I don't think I'll ever 3-bet, nor do I think I will fold. Going to go for a check call because, well, we have two pair and he's going to bet these boards a lot. And on the turn, if he bets, we'll just go for a fold. He can certainly be repping and barreling, but 7s on a queen, queen, 10 ace with two hearts is just not a spot that you want to be in. So we can just muck that. King 10, I'm going to fold. 4x open, 4x call. God, these guys are literally playing every single hand on the 100NL table. It is what dreams are made of. Going to go ahead and just bet my second pair here. We can also go for a check call or a delayed c-bet. But I find with these second pairs, betting is just a good starting point. My boy Pickles and VSS 88 in the streets battling it out every single hand. Gonna fold the ace jack. Don't think that's a good called 4 spot. This guy only has 40 big blinds behind. And I think he's been playing pretty tight. I definitely don't sort of like recall him being that crazy, so. Interesting pot going on here. On the table we folded the flush. Checks really quickly on the end. VS checks and has ace 10 of clubs. And Dark has had queen 10 of hearts. So some real poker being played here today, guys. Some real poker being played. Ace 7 is going to bet half pot. I would do this with a lot of my hands, so I'm certainly going to do it when I have a strong hand such as 3 of a kind. King 8, I went for an ISO, and I've been re-ISO'd, so I'm going to fold. Turkus goes ahead and raises, and I'm just going to go ahead and call here. He's going to have some 7s, but he's also just going to have a lot of bluffs. And we also have the ace of diamonds, so I'm just going to call, and just never fold on any run out. Even if the river's like the 8 of hearts, I'm not going to like it, but you know, I think I just have to go ahead and call in case he's betting into a draw, if he's betting a worth 7, or if he's just completely bluffing. Obviously, a really good river card would be an ace, but I'm just going to take the risk here and call. Before diamonds, obviously not ideal, but we do block the nut flush draw, so we click the call any button. He bets, we call pretty quick, and he shows the jack high flush. Sadly for us, he had the flush draw, and he got some money out of it, but these things will happen. And I don't really want to turn my hand into a bluff there at all. All in here, King 10 versus aces. Damn, when the fish wakes up with aces, hey guys, that will happen. So yeah, Turksa with his jack 3 of diamonds. I mean, I don't think he played his hand good or bad. Like, you know, he played it fine. Not much critique there. And wow, Mr. Pickles has left, so yeah, I've got to assume he's a weak player. King 10, I'm going to go ahead and bet. Queen 10, I'm going to open. Ace 10, I'm going to bet. We've been raised here. Really small raise. I'm going to have to fold. Queen 10 versus a 3-bet. We're going to call. Heads up in position. So yeah, not a good outing for us so far. Maybe down 100 odd euros. Queen 10, very easy call. We make second pair. We also have some, runners. He checks. I'm gonna imagine he has not a lot when he checks. I'm just gonna check back and probably call a lot of rivers. That's not one of them though. I'm gonna check and just pray I have the best hand and that he doesn't have a hand like Ace Jack or Jack Queen. He actually just has Ace 6. You don't have funds to buy to the max? Yes, I do. Maybe a little bug there. I have way enough funds to go ahead and rebuy, so I'm not too sure what that's all about. Ace 4, we're going to go ahead and raise. Click that auto rebuy. And we've only ever seen one other bug during a TonyBet video. Heads up wise, I don't play heads up that often, as you guys know, unless I think the table will, produce. It will come to fruition. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to continue to bet my ace 9 top right. And it looks like we've got two tables that have gone to heads up, which I definitely don't want. Being check raised here, I mean, I think I've just got to call again. He's going to have lots of combos, and we do have that gut shot. Ace 4, easy defend. Jack 8, we're going to fold. Ace 4, we're going to check. I think I just have to call here. I mean, he's wrapping like a straight, a full house, 2-pair or something, and he just called pre-flop and all the draws miss, so I think we're just going to pay him off. So after that hand, we're going to stop the video, check out what these issues are, and be back for part 18. So thanks for tuning in and watching this. Leave any comments and reviews below. And yeah, this was John for PokerVIP.com. Good luck at the tables.